What would you do if the only thing you had left of your late wife had to be sold to save your granddaughter's life? An old biker made that choice, and 2 weeks later, 200 motorcycles rolled onto his quiet street to give him a gift he never saw coming. In the small town of Ridgefield, Walter Hayes stood in his garage at dawn, staring at the one thing that kept his late wife's memory alive: a 1985 Harley. At 70, Walter's hands still knew every bolt, every dent, and every scrape. The dent from a storm in Oregon, the faded rally sticker his wife, Elaine, had placed on the tank. Her old riding jacket still hung beside his, carrying the scent of leather and road trips they once shared. Elaine had been gone for 3 years, but the Harley was a promise Walter kept to himself. "Grandpa, why do you come out here every morning?" 8-year-old Emma's voice broke the silence. Walter turned, smiling softly. "Just checking on things, Pumpkin." Emma carefully approached the Harley. "Daddy says Grandma used to ride with you." Walter nodded. "Every weekend for 30 years. But the peaceful moment was shattered when David, Walter's son, arrived later that morning, worry written across his face. Medical bills, treatments, the crushing weight of Emma's rare autoimmune illness. David laid it all out on the kitchen table. Walter's eyes drifted to the Harley in the garage. He already knew what he had to do. That night, Walter sat alone in the garage. In the saddlebag, he found a folded note. Elaine's handwriting, instantly bringing tears to his eyes. "If you're reading this, I'm gone. Don't let memories hold you back from living, Walt. Family comes first, always. Love, Elaine." Walter pressed the paper to his chest, knowing what Elaine would have done. She would have sold the Harley without a second thought to save Emma. The next morning, he dialed Granger's Classic Motorcycles. "This is Walter Hayes. I have a 1985 Harley I need to sell." Before handing it over, Walter took the Harley out for one last ride through Ridgefield, down Main Street, past the diner where he and Elaine spent Sunday mornings, along the back roads where she had once thrown her arms into the wind. Later that day, Cal Granger offered him $16,000, enough to cover Emma's treatment. As the trailer pulled away, Walter stood in the empty driveway, the rumble of the engine fading like a final goodbye. When Emma noticed the missing motorcycle, Walter knelt, taking her tiny hands. "I had to sell it, sweetheart. To help keep you healthy." Emma's eyes filled with tears. "Are you mad at me?" Walter pulled her into a hug. "No, Pumpkin. You're the most important thing in the world to me." At Granger's, a young mechanic named Mason Lee couldn't shake the image of Walter as he signed over the Harley. That night, Mason logged on to Steel Circle Riders, an online forum for bikers. His post was simple. "Met a Vietnam vet today. Sold his Harley to pay for his granddaughter's meds. 35 years with that bike. Said goodbye to keep her alive." Overnight, Mason's post spread like wildfire. Veterans riding clubs, women's riding groups, and charity riders all shared Walter's story. "That's a real rider," one post read. "Family before Chrome." A mechanic in Detroit volunteered to rebuild a Harley for Walter free of charge. Within 2 weeks, a rebuilt 1985 Harley Heritage, gleaming, custom, and infused with love, was ready. It was a quiet Saturday morning when Walter heard it, a low rumble in the distance. The unmistakable sound of Harley engines, growing louder. "Grandpa, what's that noise?" Emma asked. Soon, the entire street was filled with riders, over 200 motorcycles. The lead bike pulled into Walter's driveway. It was Mason. "Mr. Hayes, word of what you did for your granddaughter spread through the riding community. We wanted to show you what your sacrifice meant." Mason nodded toward a flatbed trailer. Several riders stepped forward, revealing a stunning 1985 Harley Heritage. This bike was rebuilt by riders from across the country. Mason handed Walter an envelope. The community raised enough to cover Emma's medical needs for the next 3 years. Walter shook his head, emotion overwhelming him. "I can't accept this." Mason smiled. This isn't charity. It's what family does. Emma looked up. Grandpa, can we ride it? Walter nodded. Yes, sweetheart. Let's ride. Walter lifted Emma onto the seat, her small pink helmet securely fastened. He turned the key, the engine roaring to life. Mason raised his hand, signaling the riders. Engines started one by one. Walter rolled out of the driveway, Emma laughing as 200 riders followed, their engines singing a song of love, sacrifice, and honor. Down the quiet streets of Ridgefield. As they returned home, riders began stepping forward, each one taking a moment to shake Walter's hand. Thank you for reminding us what family means, one rider said. Mason handed Walter a photo of the Harley during its rebuild. We thought you should have this. As the last bike disappeared, Walter and Emma stood in the quiet. They turned toward the garage, now filled not with emptiness, but with hope. The Harley sat there shining, its tank engraved with Elaine's spirit. Emma ran to the refrigerator, adding a new drawing. A motorcycle with 3 figures. Walter, Emma, and an angel riding beside them, all smiling. The next morning, Walter wheeled the Harley to the driveway. Emma bounced beside him. Grandpa, can we go to the diner? Walter smiled. You bet, pumpkin. As the engine rumbled to life, he paused, looking up at the sky. Ready, Elaine? The breeze stirred warm against his face. Always. They rolled down the driveway, Emma waving to neighbors. Walter felt the years fall away, the road unfolding before them, no longer empty, but alive with the promise of memories waiting to be made. Walter understood that love doesn't stay in the past. It rides with you, quiet and steady, reminding you that those you love are never truly gone.